Let's take a look. Let's see. So you do have the penny. You're up to 340, but the problem with going for Fortress Sealand is it's going to take a lot of support. And that's the one thing with Penny is she can get you pretty far in Sealand right away, but then she just falls off until you have a full platoon of 10 stars to follow it up. If you got into 11, let's check out the pet. Got to keep working on those runes. Yep. I put a few points into attack as well. Try to keep them a little more even is kind of what I normally do with this. But yeah, until you get a further, more powerful one, it's going to be lacking. You got to invest in this stone as well, unless you're not planning on building her any further. I mean, the easier route would be the horse right here. Do you have any? Ooh, you don't have any fearless armor yet. That's the one thing with the new account. The lack of artifacts. I don't think there's any other damage reduction like in the lower tiers, is there? Ooh, that's a big problem. Because without that fearless armor, it is going to be difficult. But that does lead us into the next thing of having 2 artifact chests. Now, this is interesting to have 2 artifact selection chests on such an early game account. Of course, all these, Valkyrie's food, King Barton's food, all this is food except for the Heart Watcher. Ooh, what do you guys think? What do you think? Yeah, definitely don't open them that early. Yeah, you kind of have to wait. Both Punishers for Penny? Ooh, I don't know about that. Honestly, he's already got 4 ticks. So going for Shadow Sealand would be more optimal. We do have a bunch of light and dark chests. So 3, 4, 5, 6 light and dark chests. Wow. Plus we have tons of relics. Whoa, 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 whoa. I would actually save them in... Good lord. This has a lot of options. And I see why, Deljikho, you needed some opinions here. You do need food, which of course comes from making sure you buy all of these out daily, as well as doing 3 extra smashes. I would probably, with the amount of gems you have, Deljikho, I mean, maybe not just yet, but very soon I would consider buying the first 3 right here because they only cost 100 gems each, and they're going to give you a lot more progress. But I would probably wait until you get more towards like 14, 15, and once you get to like 14 or 15, that's when you start buying those because it really ramps up how many you get daily. So if you want to compare, your 11 smash would be 34. You get up to 15, it's 50. So you're getting 16 more shards per smash. I would say around 15 is probably a safe spot to start if you are spending. If you're not spending, you might want to wait till like 16, 17. But if you are spending on the game, 14, 15 is a perfectly fine spot to start smashing, I think. Because yeah, food is an issue. Horus copies are also an issue. But I mean, we got Imp's Adventure coming up, so you'll be able to grab a Horus copy there. Man, there's a Horus right here too. Well as a Tix. There is an A and B, but the A and B is not going to be very useful to you anytime soon. You don't really have any heroes you want A and B on right now. It's definitely not a Horus artifact, and it's not a Penny artifact. Not really even a Tix artifact. What is a Tix and Penny artifact is a Punisher staff. Interesting. We potentially have an option for 3 artifacts here. 2 in the chest, which I would hold off on. I mean, you don't need a Rui Scepter on this account whatsoever. I think getting this Punisher staff for relics would probably be a good idea. I would never use an artifact chest for Punisher. I think the only time I would actually use these right here is if you were either getting a Crown, A and B, maybe a Rui, but you're not going to have any use for really at all. I mean, you could probably use an upgraded Augustus Magic Ball in Sealand for Horus, but it kind of seems like overkill because a lot of them that actually do it just use a Fearless Armor. So if he can manage to get the Horus copies, I would consider regressing that penny for dummies. Yeah, I would too. That's kind of where I'm going, Sippo. Sir Sippo, that was kind of my plan. AMB Horus for Sealand works. AMB is a Horus artifact. It depends. It really does. The Punisher for Relics is probably a good idea. And you could always start... I mean... So what do you guys think about this? He could actually get 2 crowns right off the bat right here. Getting 2 crowns from here. He could get a Punisher staff from here and then save up for next month because next month crown should be in Glorious Boost. And you could already have 3 crowns for a 2-star crown, which that would be very good on your horse and would be a universal artifact you would use across all heroes. For PvP, Aspen Dungeon, anything could make it work. But I think hold off on it. Don't do it just yet. I do think this would be great, though, because you can use it on the penny or the ticks down the road. Right now, I would get the Punisher staff, I think. Because no matter what, you'll use more than 1 Punisher staff on this account. There's always a chance you could regress the penny and immediately build up the Horus, but I don't like doing that early game because you lose out on 60% of your resources, which does hold you back. I would get the Punisher staff, though. I'd get the Punisher staff for penny because Antler's Cane just is not that good for her. It doesn't do much for her, really. It doesn't do much. But a Punisher staff would, and then eventually you will want the Punisher staff for ticks as well. Of course, both King Barton, as much as I love to see this right here. A Valkyrie. Literally, it feels like by building a 9-star King Barton Valkyrie, I feel like when you started the game, Deljikho, you probably looked at like some old Wrath of God kind of recommendations or Zeal stuff from way back a year ago. Because if you looked at lists like a year and a half ago-ish, these probably would be 2 of the best heroes to build as your first E5s. Yeah. But moving on to Light and Dark Chess. 1 Ada, 1 Russell. You might not agree with me, but I would probably use all of these Light and Dark chests for Russell copies. You have 2 Adas. But I mean, Russell can help you work towards Sealand 20 in Light as well. And like we've seen, all you need is a Russell and like 4 or 5 Holy Kids with energy to stun the enemy. And it can work. It can. But if we now are considering Russell on the table, you probably want to try to get A and B going. Okay, here's a question for you, Deljikho. What are your spending plans moving forward? Are you pretty much going free to play? Are you willing to spend $100 to $200 on every event? Are you just doing monthly cards? What do you think you're going to do as far as spending goes? Because if you are looking to spend, I would say you do want to get this Augustus Magic Ball and then potentially upgrade it with these in the future. Not right now, but in the future. Because I'm about to make a video on it, but I'm about to make the Light Sealand, the Light Sealand tier list, or not the tier list for Sealand for spenders. And if you are a spender, honestly, building Russell as one of your first E5, if you can manage it, it's actually not a bad idea. Hello, Mika. But yeah, if you spend $100 in an event, definitely go with the all out on Russell. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Cruz. If he's willing to spend money on the game, then yeah. If he's not looking to spend, Russell's not a great idea. Yeah, I just got my Russell to E5 last week. Got it to Sealand 19 with an E1 Belrain. Yeah, I mean, Russell is most likely because what, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me make sure all of these have him, right? Yeah, they all have him. So we got 6 copies, got a 7th copy. So in reality, you already have an E3 worth. The problem is building your first 10-star light because you only have 1 light dummy. But yeah, Russell plus 5 Holy Kids will do C-Lane 20. I'll probably spend 100 here and there. If that's the case, what do you guys think? Is it even worth investing in the horse at this? I mean, if you want to get C-Lane 20 done in every single faction, then yeah, go for the horse first. But the one cool thing with Russell and Sealand, he can kind of use any artifact he wants in Sealand. It's pretty cool. He can use a Punisher, he can use an AMB, he can use Energy Artifact. I actually did it with a Demon Bell just so he gets round 1 active. Like, very easy. But as far as current recommendations go for the immediate future, hang on to these. Don't touch them. Touch them. I would consider, if you're willing to spend on this event, get enough of the currency, because I don't think you have... Yeah, you only have 440 universal crystals. So what would that take? You need about 800 more. So if you were willing to spend on like the $100 pack plus get like the Wanderers package, which is a pretty good deal, you should have enough of the resource. If you're willing to spend, then I would go for this Magic Ball. If you are not going for the Magic Ball right now, you could probably just grab the free Horus copy. 100% free, no big deal. Yeah, he does have quite a few heroic scrolls in the works as well, which is pretty nice. Not too bad. Prophet orbs, of course, save up for completions. Yeah, and then literally save these up, but I would also recommend in the Glorious Boost to probably buy the Punisher staff, because no matter what, this will be useful on your current penny. It will be useful on future heroes, including a Russell or a Tix. They both are pretty good value for you, and yeah, I think it'll be solid, because even if you decide to get rid of the penny, you will most likely build a Tix on this account, and at that point it'll be fine. Yeah, and then we can decide down the road which artifact route we go, especially if you start this event off getting both a Punisher and an Augustus Magic Ball, if you're willing to spend, and then you have a lot of options. I think that's probably some good advice. You'll probably be back up to 800 Glorious Relics by the time the next Glorious Boost comes around, which means you should be able to grab either an Augustus Magic Ball, what else was there going to be? Augustus Magic Ball or Crown, or now Rui's in this one. So basically Augustus Magic Ball or Crown next month. Yeah, I think we should revisit this though, because I'm really interested on your progress on this account. I really want to see what it goes like now that you have so many artifacts at your disposal early game. So yeah, hopefully this helps you out a bit. If you have any questions, definitely let me know.